Hi, family. I am so okay. Let me say how I really feel about this. This will be my last video on this page. And tonight we're going to discuss why. um, for several reasons. Okay. First, this is also equally part 3 to the Stone Mountain um, videos that we've been going through here for the past few days. Now, we're going to be discussing the binary code language that came in on Stone Mountain. And this is going to be a lot of information. Excuse me. It's going to be really heavy with esoteric information. So listen with caution because we are all responsible for what we know. And I don't know, I just hear Big Mama saying, don't listen to nothing you ain't ready to hear. I just, take that out ever it resonates. Because I'm not responsible, all right? If you're not ready to hear this, please do not. Don't. I suggest. I'm not telling you what to do. But I would suggest that you don't listen. I'm gonna turn this into a short, okay? Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna discuss the binary code language. And one of the angelic codes that came in on the mountain, or as we were discussing the mountain, was 1010. Okay, and that's a new, or I guess we should say new creation story. All right. So tonight is very bittersweet for me because in order to do what I'm really, 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 really good at is I have to be behind the veil. I have to do it and still have some peace about it. Okay. I need both. And one thing I do really, really well is I read energy. And over over my life, I've been getting better and better and better at that skill. And so, that being said, this is going to be my last video on this channel because I've started a new one. And I will be able to do my job much better there than here. So let's get into the downloaded message and information that came in on Stone Mountain. Right? Dr. King wrote a book that said, "Where do we go from here?" Okay? And tonight, I'm going to share with you what Big Mama Code shared with me, 444, as I introduced that information, and take it how it resonates. Okay? So, Mm. Just a moth, just, yeah. Mm-hmm. Trespassers, okay? I didn't ask him to bring his ass in here tonight. Okay? But anyway, shoot fly don't bother me. All right? If you are the fathers, and if you are the father, then I follow your instruction. Let's talk about that first. If it was anybody who believed as best you can to follow the father's instruction, that was Big Mama them. Ooh, Lord, that was Big Mama them. Ooh, that was Big Mama them. They believed in that. That Bible, that thing called that Bible, baby, they believed in that to a T. They believed in it so well till when they would ask God, call on the name of Jesus to do something, it'd get done just like that. It would. I done seen it. I done seen it too many times. I done seen it with these two. Okay? I done seen it so many times, I don't even need to put my glasses on to see it no more. I done seen it too many times. All right? So, to me, I'm going to believe what Big Mama and them believe because I seen it work for Big Mama and them. But to a certain extent, I haven't. Okay? 7 minutes on the timer as I'm saying this. Big Mama and them saying, where my shit at? And 7-Eleven is her number, baby. Damn sure is. It's a number. And I stay in her school for many reasons. She teaching the truth. The fuck y'all teaching? Now, to the audience I'm talking to, they know exactly who the hell I'm talking to. But for who wants to know who these people are, and this, who wants to have a place where they can better recognize their own truth, because it relates, it resonates with them. When they hear this voice, they'll know who talking, because it's one of a kind, baby. It can't be duplicated quite like I can do it. Because sometimes you don't never know what them expressions is gonna be now, do you? Because they steeped in the truth. Okay? They go real deep in that truth. Because they know how to listen both ways. They know how to listen to what mama said and what daddy said. They still feel wrong when they didn't do daddy's way. When they didn't do it his way, they still feel bad about it. And they worked real hard to do it his way too. Just to see if they both was right or if they both was wrong. And they finally figured out They finally figured it out. That in order to be even Steve, you need to do it both ways, baby. In order to really know, you need to do it this way, some, and that way, some. This time for us to either be together or be all the way apart. But one way or the other, we're going to find out who been lying and who been telling the truth. So with that being said, for the ones who want to follow me over to my new page, you are more than welcome. And you safe over there. As long as you remember this, we all have our truth to bear. All right. Let's talk about the binary code. 911 is an emergency number. So, if the 1 turns into a 2, which turns into a 3, which turns into a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8 and a 9 and a 10, then what that means is it's happening the same way over and over and over again. Make that make sense. It's supposed to recreate itself. It's not supposed to be multiplying so fast. Wait a minute. We gotta do something about that now. We can't let that keep happening to that character right there. We can't let that keep happening now. Somebody have to do something about that. Otherwise, that 9, that gonna turn into a 10. And a 0 is a start all over again. People better be wise to listen in. And take that house and never which way you want to take it, baby. If you want a reference to this poem, you will Google the meaning of 911 and you will listen to the lyrics of Tina Turner's We Don't Need Another Hero. And we will remember, okay, that there are always 2 sides to every story. A factual one and a fictional one, right? There's always at least 2 sides to every story, okay? And the best storytellers know how to tell it two ways. But the greatest storytellers, okay, they love to try to get the most information relevant and necessary, as many duplicates of times that they can. They're researchers. Okay. This is why the greatest geniuses spend a lot of time with themselves, because they are conversing with self. This is why geniuses talk to themselves. Several of my brothers have already discussed this before. And so, with that being said, my new page will discuss these things in detail in its own way, in its own multiplication of ways, be it poetry, be it, something sciencey, whatever, both sides, okay? At least two sides to every story. And I just feel, like I said, I will feel safer, more protected, and more at peace, at least, I hope, doing it over there. Okay? Because it's time for us to love again and live again at the same time, without all of these interruptions and distractions and heartache and pain. It's time for us to be free and happy all at the same time. That's the best way love can come in. God bless you, family. And good night.